FFOSSO is host to a variety of different instrument engines, each one serving a different creative use and with a series of instruments to suit that approach. Here I want to show you Threads, which is a 3-layer acoustic sequencer with some interesting parameters to help generate compelling patterns. This is actually something that I conceptualized and prototyped, so I'm really happy to share it with you today. Of course, every instrument within Threads has a set of carefully crafted presets from our community of sound designers and artists, so you can dive in right away. But for those that want to dig a bit deeper, I'll go through all the capabilities here. So to start off, I've loaded up Gleam, which is our instrument focused on sequence studio strings with shorter articulations for a forward, modern, punchy sound. Let's see how this first preset, Facet, sounds. So as I was playing, you can see this main graphic moving. These are the 3 sequencer layers, where you can adjust the velocity for each step of each layer by clicking and dragging, just like this. The moving box here shows the playhead, so you always know where you are. Along the bottom of the interface, you'll see these tabs to control the sequence settings of each layer. I'll adjust this first macro so we only hear the first layer, so it's a bit clearer as we go through these settings. I'll come back to this control in a bit. Now as I play, you'll hear a simpler sequence with only 1 layer. So the first parameter here controls the amount of steps in this layer sequence, from 8 down to 1. Currently it is 7, but as I adjust it, you'll see the amount of steps change in the interface. These next buttons let you shift the pattern, left and right. This is useful for creating syncopation between the layers. We then have this drop-down, which sets the tempo division for this layer, effectively setting the rate. Currently it's at 16th notes. I'll change it as I'm playing. This next drop-down changes the order that the playhead goes through the step's velocity, with forward being a linear progression 1 through 8. I'll play as I change this so you can hear what it does. You can then set the note order, or how the notes you're playing are distributed in the sequence. In this layer it's set to octaves and fifths, which adds a random transposition of octaves and fifths to whatever you're playing. There are other classic arpeggiation modes as well as a chord mode. I'll show you some of those as I'm playing. There's then a button to randomize the sequence, which is useful in quickly generating ideas. I'll change it a bit as I play. These next 2 sliders let you control the gate length, or how long each note is held, and the humanize amount, which adds a random time offset to each note for a more off-the-grid feeling. You'll find all the controls we talked about replicated across the 3 layers, which can be accessed using the tabs. To shake things up a bit as we move through the next features, I'll change the preset so we have a different starting point. You can use the arrows here, or if you hit the preset name, you can see a full list of the available presets and select them from there. I'll load up Florence next. Come back to this top row of macros now. The first one here lets you gradually build up the 3 sequence layers. Each patch was designed to let you build the intensity and complexity of the sequence with this control. By default, it's assigned to CC1 or the mod wheel, but like any other parameter in FFOSSO, if you right-click, hit Learn CC, and move something on your MIDI controller, you can assign it like that. I'll use the mod wheel now. With just one patch, you can hear how this control and the 3 layers let you really build the performance and match the emotion or dynamics of whatever you're playing. These next two macros will let you adjust the delay and reverb sends. I'll adjust those a bit as I play so you can hear what they're doing. Their effect will differ from more subtle like that to more dramatic, depending on the effect settings and the per layer sends that we'll go over next. Let's open the advanced settings from the top right to see what's going on. In Threads, you'll see two tabs, Layers and Effects. Under Layers, in the configuration options, you can choose how the blend is working, whether the sequence re-triggers on beat 1 or continues where it left off, and Divisi, which splits the played note between the sequence layers. We then have controls for each of the three sound layers. The mute and solo buttons here are really helpful when you're working on a patch to isolate one of the layers. From there, we have parameters like random panning for each voice, vari-speed tuning. Under envelope, we have attack and release, and the effect sends. The main effects macros we went over earlier scale these ones. I'll now hop over to the effects tab, where we can get into some more creative sound manipulation. We have the delay and reverb processors here, as well as the EQ, distortion, and compressor. I won't go over all the parameters, but let's see how we can transform this patch. We tried to keep the effect settings as simple and as intuitive as possible, while still giving you a lot of control for creative sound design. To tie up our exploration of threads, I'm going to show you a few more instruments to give you a taste of what's possible. Next, I'm going to show you Jagog, which is a collection of bamboo instruments from the Balinese gamelan. It can take you to some really incredible places within the Threads engine. That's a crazy patch with all the rolls. There are also percussive Threads instruments, where it doesn't matter what note you play on the keyboard. I've loaded up Tactile next, which is our sequence studio percussion instrument. You'll notice some of the settings are a bit different, like the note arpeggiation, which is no longer there, but otherwise it's the same workflow. The last Threads instrument I want to show you is Shimmer Veil. This one uses a collection of metallophones, from vibraphones, celestas, and dulcitones to create a dreamy atmosphere, and you get it in FFOSSO for free. I'll leave it on this one, so thanks for checking out Threads, and hopefully you found something inspiring.